Hello, it's day 29 of 30 days of essential oils. Well, now 30 plus 1 days of essential oils. My name is Tammy, and I'm very happy to have you with me on this journey. If you're new, check it out, see what's going on. These are offerings of experience. That's 30 plus years of experience. I am internationally certified as a master clinical aromatherapist. I also come with a background in pharmacology, epigenetics, and the study of plant constituents in regards to human health and as well as drug development. Now, all of that said, what I provide here for you is, again, all of that experience combined with practical application, extensive research, and it's just the combination of it all provides me an unusual understanding of how these are actually working in the system. And truthfully, what you get here is not a lot of what you're going to find on websites and books. Not because this is just a different take. Okay, I really when I sit and I look at the oil and I can see all the listed properties, it's confusing to say the least, and it's misleading as well. And misleading in the sense that while we, maybe dealing with anxiety, or maybe dealing with an infection, or we may, if you can hear that, I'm sorry, somebody's revving their engine outside. Like I said, infections or chronic illness, pain, and so forth. There's various reasons why we experience pain. The chemistry, it's all brain chemistry, because brain chemistry affects everything in the body. And when the body's chronically stressed, you've heard me say this before if you've been with me, when it's chronically stressed, it means that the chemistry is constantly being produced for oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is consistently being produced because that is a survival mechanism. That's the reason why I'm advocating for changing our habits, because the more although you might think that if you're doing something differently every single day, that it's beneficial to the body, because it's kind of calm and soothing, I invite you to consider the fact that it's all based on stress, that we need that routine. Otherwise, it gets stressful. I've observed this in my dogs. It's a reason why I've recently just come out with my own line of natural herbal treats for dogs that help with calming, help with digestion, help with pain, and so forth. Because they've become they have these habits that they have to, if something doesn't happen when it's supposed to happen for them, they become excessively anxious and aggressive, really. And this is the way humans are. So although we may be repeating ourselves, what seems to be in a familiar way and in a comfortable way, I invite you to consider that it's actually an avoidance of feeling uncomfortable, and it's a result of stress that you're continuing that. And when we stay in that stress mode, we encourage the body to stay, the genes, the cells to stay in that same place. So changing things up a bit, believe it or not, helps to alleviate. It's saying that you're okay to be uncomfortable. You understand that although this may not be familiar with you, you're going to be okay. See, that's very relieving in a sense, because you're just telling your body it's okay. We're going to be fine. We're going to do this differently and actually find excitement in it, as opposed to, because when we want to numb ourselves out, when we just don't want to have to think about anything, that's a sign of stress. And that ongoing stress disrupts digestion, slows down the lymph system, aggravates the immune system. It becomes convoluted. And what I'm proposing here is a different way of using the oils, in the sense that giving you kind of like the overall benefit that they have to the body. Because the fact is a lot of them do help with anxiety. A lot of them do help with pain. But again, the neurochemistry changes as a result of all this stress, and therefore what's actually leading to your pain. We can try to pinpoint the chemical, the neurochemical that's involved. Maybe opiates, right? Endorphins. Maybe we're not making enough. Maybe we're not making enough, anandamide, which is the bliss hormone. And at the same time, we're feeling anxious, but yet we're going for, we're being medicated with things that affect the GABA receptor, the benzos. See what I'm saying? So instead of pinpointing a very specific chemical, because any one of them can be involved, if we look at these as a higher, as like, this is the umbrella benefit, okay? And today is sandalwood. Sandalwood does help in the area of anxiety, but in a very unique way. And that's what I'm saying. It's every oil has a very unique approach to the body. Sometimes they may seem a little similar, but they're very unique. And that's what you get here. So that was a very long explanation as to why I'm doing this, but it's really kind of relieving to actually get it out, because I've been wrestling with that one for a while. So on that note, like I said, today we're talking about sandalwood. And but again, just like with Spanish sage yesterday, sandalwood is the one we're talking about is East Indian. It's a it's a Santa, oh my goodness. It's in the box below, the botanical name, because there's different types of sandalwood, and the one we're talking about is exceptionally high in a constituent called santalol. It's pretty much, that's all it's made of, is various forms of santalol, and which has a very sedating effect on the body. But what I've, and so it's very good for sleep. Obviously, it's very good for relieving tension. But the mechanism with which it's doing that is actually helping the body metabolize estrogen. Say what? Yeah. The interesting thing is that's exactly what it's doing. It's actually helping the body metabolize estrogen. And so estrogen, while we recognize it to be a reproductive hormone, is also a stress hormone. And because of the levels of xenoestrogens, which can be man-made and nature-made, okay, so nature-made xenoestrogen would be considered a phytoestrogen. And we're consuming tons of phytoestrogens. They're being pushed on us, saying, this is what we need, this is what we need, this is what we need. We don't need them. We don't need them. We can maybe benefit from time to time, but we don't need to be consuming all that much, because the environment itself contains a lot of man-made estrogen-like chemicals. Now, a xenoestrogen means, like I said, it's man-made or nature-made, and it can actually be, what it means is it doesn't replace estrogen in the body, but it acts like estrogen in the body. And what that's doing is, it's not necessarily, this is the reason why we're seeing changes in the menstrual cycle, but we're also seeing increasing levels of autoimmune disorders, because autoimmune disorders are linked to higher estrogen activity. And this occurs at the nitric oxide synthase. Now, sandalwood doesn't touch nitric oxide synthase, but it does support the estrogen receptors and the way the body is using estrogen. The estrogen we're making, because see what happens when the body is stressed, as I mentioned earlier, the chemistry changes. It's changing in order to produce the oxidative stress. And we all have this idea that oxidative stress is bad, but oxidative stress is actually necessary because it's what keeps us safe. It's the survival mechanism. But the body, at the same time, the body is also wired to deactivate that oxidative stress production. And sandalwood actually helps with that. It helps with that because it also supports the glutathione production. That's an antioxidant. So sandalwood is exceptionally important for oxidative stress and helping the body to reduce the production of that and help to stabilize the use of estrogen. Because what happens again, as with these shifts occurring, it alters our hormonal system. It alters the CYP450 enzyme activity because all of the chemistry is changing. So all of those enzyme activities are going to change. Therefore, you have a change in the way the body metabolizes estrogen. And this is the reason why we're seeing an increase in glaucoma, breast cancer, prostate cancer, lung cancer. It's all along the same CYP1B1 enzymes. And so it's apparent through a lot of research that sandalwood is able to assist in that area. Like I said, as well as help the body produce glutathione, which is really, really cool, because now we have a way of, and it's an expensive oil, and it also interferes with medications that are cleared through the CY2D6 enzyme. So You want to make sure that you're not taking a medication that is metabolized on the very same liver enzyme, and that is CYP 452 2D6. But like I said, for the most part, sandalwood is a really nice oil for sleep. What it's really doing though is relieving the estrogen levels and helping the body to metabolize the estrogens so that because the body can now relax, because estrogen is it's an excitable hormone. That's the reason why it's a stress hormone, because it activates the autonomic nervous system, it activates the immune system. I mean, it just starts the whole ball rolling. So it's an excitable hormone. And so by adding sandalwood, and you can apply it directly to the skin, you can inhale it. I don't recommend, I mean, you can diffuse it because it smells nice, but you're not really benefiting at that level if you're finding higher levels of agitation, borderline autoimmune activity, maybe undiagnosed issues right now. This would be a really exceptional choice, as long as you're not taking the medications that are metabolized on that enzyme. Like I said, that's the CYP 450 2D6. So on that note, I'm going to leave you with this information. Hope it helps. Remind you that I do have a newsletter that comes out just once a month. I don't really, I'm doing a lot of writing on various things, so I don't really want to put a lot of, I want to take time to develop a newsletter just once a month. It comes packed with information, which includes exclusive pairings of oils and herbs. And truthfully, sandalwood could have gone in the October one. And if you want to know more about that, let me know. I can shoot you a copy of it there. I also have a masterclass, a free masterclass coming out on the 12th. This coming October 12th from 11 to 12. It's going to be in the Aromatherapy as a Lifestyle group. And I will be talking about essential oils and essential oils and epigenetics. So that will be taking place on Saturday the 12th. And developing a course at this point also. And so that's what the masterclass is for. Truthfully, it's to introduce you to this and determine whether or not you would like to know more about it, because I'm developing a course that really gets in, that dials in the different genes involved with the methylation pathway, MTHFR, SUOX, CBS, MAO, COMT, nitric oxide, NOS, NADP, NADH, all of these, BHMT. So we address all of these. VDR, vitamin D receptor. So all of these are being broken down and discussed around what oils can actually benefit that function. And it also gets into the pairing of nutrition that would benefit that very specific genetic issue. And so that's coming up. But like I said, the free masterclass is on the 12th. Please sign up. All you need to do, if you're not in the Aromatherapy as a Lifestyle group, that link is in the box below. Just request to join. There's a lot of information already there. We don't do a lot of dialoguing, but there's a lot of videos and documentation that I provided. That's my life's work that is available, that you can also have access to. But then you can be available for the live talk on Saturday, the 12th. Okay? Anyway, I look forward to hearing from you, and just know how much I appreciate you, and hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you are. Thanks.